What's going on, everybody? This is Alex Stiff of the Fill-Ins and the Something Good For You podcast, and you're listening to Shutter 16.
First of all, for those of us who aren't familiar with the band out there, tell us what the Fill-Ins are kind of all about.
We are just a fun rock and roll band, just plain and simple. We don't tread on any sort of politics or tell you how to live your life. We're just here to have some fun and get you to have some fun with us.
Awesome, and that comes through in your music. It sounds like just badass rock and roll, no BS. Just get out there and rock, have fun. That's what it's all about.
And that's definitely what we strive for. We truly believe that music heals the soul. You know, when you go to a live show or you put on a CD, you want to escape. And the best escapism is having fun, you know. And last thing we'd want to do is, you know, have our listeners put on a CD and feel like we're preaching to them or yelling at them. But no, you're here to have a good time, so let us give you that good time.
Awesome. Now, tell us about the band's latest EP, No Love Lost. How did you guys kind of approach the making of that, and how did that all come into play?
Throughout the years, we've been slowly crafting the sound a bit more. The earlier records definitely hinged on a bit more of a punk aspect, but as the time's gone on and through different member changes, we've definitely leaned more in toward rock and roll. So with No Love Lost, that was hot off the heels of the last CD we had released, The Time Is Now, through No Profit Records here in Charlotte.
Okay.
And basically what that was is us just wanting to really solidify the idea of, you know, the Fill-Ins are a rock and roll band. And we released it exclusively to cassette tape, just to kind of provide that extra feel of a classic rock and roll band. And it was one brand new song, a cover of a Kiss song, Strutter, and then we also went back for the B-side and picked two songs from the original record and kind of brought it into the, I guess you could say, modern day, our current sound. And it was a really fun thing. So that was more or less just a way to kind of provide something a little bit interesting and also still inexpensive, you know, for the people that have been following us. Just as a fun little memento.
Pretty cool. Now, as far as the cassette, do people still have cassette players? How is that working out?
Well, see, that's the very interesting thing. As I'm sure, you know, the people out there are aware, you know, more vintage sorts of music playback are kind of, you know, making a bit of a comeback.
Right.
It's just vinyl records. But, you know, there has been a bit of a resurgence in cassette tapes, and a lot of some of the larger name artists over in the UK have actually had a lot of success reissuing cassettes. And a lot of it comes from the fact that a new generation never really got to play with them. They don't know much about it. There's a bit of a mystique to it. Plus, it really sets it apart from everything else out there. I would say that a lot of local bands like putting on CDs because they're very inexpensive. We have a ton of CDs ourselves.
Right.
But, you know, you're not going to see a lot of cassette tape.
No, you definitely don't.
You know? So even if you don't have a deck, inside it comes with a digital download card, so you can still put it on a CD, you can still put it on your phone and
okay.
Wish with it. But if you do have the deck, it 100% works and it's a cool little experience.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I was wondering about that. So if people want to get one and don't have a cassette player and no intentions of getting it, they can still download that digital download and just kind of have the cassette as a memento and a little piece of history kind of thing.
Exactly. So you can still enjoy the tunes even if you don't have the deck.
Cool. So are you guys working on anything new right now?
Actually, yes. The three of us, myself, James, and Mikey, we've been working on some new material and hopefully going to be going into Fifth Man Studios, a place we've recorded a lot of our recordings on. And if everything goes to plan, we're going to try and have something out by the end of the year. But we don't want to half-ass it. We really want to do something interesting with this release, and I don't think we're quite ready to talk about it yet.
Okay.
But it would be something we haven't done yet as a release. So we're trying to put the time and effort and to make each thing that we do worthwhile and worth everyone's time.
Okay. So details to come on that and hopefully something new by the end of the year.
Yes.
Awesome. Now, what about you said the Kiss cover of Strutter, so, I saw on your Facebook feed for the band, and there was a picture of a Kiss van on there, and so I'm assuming that they were an influence and a band that you guys enjoy listening to. So what was it about Strutter that you wanted to do that? Have you been playing that kind of live over the years? How did that kind of come about?
I would say as we were making more to the public transition of us being primarily a rock band, I really started pulling from what my earliest influences were, and one of my favorite bands growing up, of all time was Kiss. And there was always just something about that song, Strutter, that just really hooked me. It's a simple four-chord song. It's definitely not, they're more intricate. It's not as orchestrated as some of the others we could have picked, but there's just something so raw and fun about that song that I've always just enjoyed playing it. And when we decided to start playing it out loud, it actually got a pretty cool response. And I really wasn't expecting that because people either love Kiss or they hate Kiss. There's really no in between.
That is true.
So I didn't know, how our audience was really going to respond to it, and they responded pretty positively. So we took that as a good sign, and eventually we decided to get a full recorded version of it because I just really enjoyed the song.
Yeah, pretty cool. I did enjoy listening to it. Very well done. So tell us now, what's going on with your drummer situation? Do you have a full-time drummer yet? Are you looking for someone? What's the deal?
We have always had drummer issues from day one. It only took us a second bassist to get the guy that we've got now, and Mikey's been with me since practically day one. For some reason, we can't keep a drummer to save our lives. So essentially what we're doing for this upcoming release, we're partnered with a good friend of ours, and he's going to help us finish writing and record the record.
Okay.
When it comes to playing out, I know that he'll be able to do a handful of shows. But I know that we've also got a couple others that really can't commit to being a full-time drummer that said they're willing to help us out, and they know the set. So we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants this year, and we're going to continue to book shows. And we've got about 2 to 3 part-time drummers in our back pocket, and we're just going to kind of go down the line with each one and see who wants to do the show with us. And nothing can stop us going. We're not going to let a single member, keep us from being able to, move forward and do what we do. We've got people that really love and support it, so we would be dumb to not try to utilize that to the best of all of our abilities.
Absolutely. Now, this just happened to you guys last week in Atlanta at the Down South Showdown because you had a drummer that was supposed to be filling in and helping you out that weekend, and due to circumstances beyond anybody's control, that didn't happen, and you had to get a drummer for the fill-ins at the last minute. So how did that kind of happen, and how did that gig turn out?
Well, as you mentioned, it was 100% beyond his control. It was a family emergency, and there was no one to blame on that. He could not control it. But this was something that was in the plans for months and months and months. And we considered it, a huge honor to be a part of it. And the last thing we're going to do is send the guy a message and be like, hey, thanks for thinking of us, but now we can't play. So we figured if worst comes to worst, we're just going to go down there, even with nobody, and just show them and be like, look, we're still here, man. We don't have anyone, we can't play, but we're still here, we're dedicated. So we were just really looking at it as, we're just going to see what the hell happens anyway. We put the call out on the Facebook, and one of our friends, Justin Smith, the former drummer for Gunpowder Gray, he stepped up and offered up his services, and between practicing at between 3:30 to 5:30 a.m., taking a quick nap, practicing again at about 3:30 that afternoon, and then immediately running to the venue, and within an hour playing the show, we never played the set once during the entire practice. We played bits and pieces of each song, but we played the whole set live, and somehow, to no credit of us, the song already, somehow we pulled it off, and after that, we kind of just got a little bit of a fire up our butt, and we were like, you know what? We're just going to keep doing this. If we did this without any practice, we could do this with a few practices with other people.
Sure. So you've got some gigs coming up in the works now?
Yes, we're trying to get a local show booked up. Nothing is nothing solidified right this moment.
Okay.
But we are talking. We've got an event coming up in South Carolina. I know that details will be announced on that soon.
Okay.
That's the unfortunate thing. We do have stuff coming up, but it's not on me to be able to speak about it. I have to wait on that.
No problem. Just, when you know, let us know, and we'll put it out there on our socials and let people know what's going on with you guys.
Excellent.
It's fantastic talking with you, Alex.
It has been a pleasure.
I really love the music, and I really love that you guys are sticking it out, drummer, no drummer. I mean, that's rock and roll. You do it, you see what happens. If it works, fantastic, and if not, you just get up and start doing it again. It's just admirable, and I love you guys for that.
Well, I'm very appreciative that you see that. So thank you.